What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to the first video in a while on this channel. Today the Premier League starts. We're going to be doing my 24-25 Premier League predictions. But before we get into the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We recently just passed 1,000 subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. But if you're new around here and this is the first time you're seeing my videos, hit that subscribe button. But yeah, where else to start other than the bottom three? And with the bottom three, I'm going to go with the 3 promoted teams. It doesn't happen a lot. Happened last year, funnily enough. The 3 promoted teams, I just feel they're good, but they don't have the spending power of the established teams. Even teams like Nottingham Forest, who obviously have been in the Premier League for a few seasons now, but they just keep spending. Yeah, I just don't think they've got the spending power to keep up with the current Premier League and how it is. So I'm going Leicester last because they've got threat of financial fair play. I'm going to go Southampton next in 19th. I just think their squad just isn't quite good enough for the Premier League. And then Ipswich in 18th. Kieran McKenna, very good manager. But once again, I just don't think they have the squad for the Premier League. At 17th, I'm going with Everton, a team that seems to never get relegated. They've never been relegated from the top division, I believe. I think that is a correct fact. Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, I would love for Everton to get relegated, just that we have that over them. But they can't get relegated. They're a threat of financial fair play, but as we saw last season, points deductions won't stop them. So I'm putting them at 17th. 16th, I am going with Wolves. Obviously, they lost Max Kilman. Massive transfer. Literally, Wolves' captain to West Ham. And their squad is all right. They did pretty decent last year once they got into the swing of things, but I just don't see them finishing higher than 16th. 15th, I'm going with Brentford. Ivan Toney seems to have lost his form a little bit. The squad seems to be a bit thin, a bit weak. So Thomas Frank, very good. I think they're going to be safe. I don't think they'll be in a relegation battle at any point, but no higher than 15th for me. 14th, going with Bournemouth. Obviously, big, massive transfer a few days ago. Dominic Solanke leaving them and moving to Spurs, which is a massive coup for Spurs. I like the way they play Bournemouth. They've brought in some exciting people, Luis Sinisterra, etc. But are they going to break into that top 10? No, I think 14th is a reasonable place for them to be. And in 13th, we're going with the same trend of teams losing massive players. Crystal Palace obviously lost Michael Olise to Bayern Munich this summer. They might still yet lose Mark Guéhi to Newcastle. So, you know, it's a tough one. They're good under Glasner. I quite like him. They're good under him. 13th, I think, is a fair place for Crystal Palace to finish. 12th, I'm going with a team that just keeps spending. Nottingham Forest, I don't know if they're at risk of financial fair play or profit and sustainability, whatever you want to call it. I think they are. But if they manage to avoid a points deduction, they play good. They have a massive squad. And it's a good massive squad at the same as that. And I think they'll find themselves finishing just outside that top 10. 11th, you know, I'm going with Fulham. They've picked up Emile Smith-Rowe from Arsenal. A lot of Arsenal fans upset about that. But Emile Smith-Rowe is a good signing for them and he'll definitely bolster their squad. 11th seems fair. For me, they've got a decent squad. They finished last season pretty strong, I remember. 10th, I'm going for a team that I am pretty excited about. But anywhere from like 10th to 4th, I feel like you could put any of these teams in any order and it could happen. 10th, I'm going with West Ham. The business they have done this summer is ridiculous. Somerville, Todibo, Fulkrug, just to name like the top 3. West Ham, man, building on that really good squad. But the thing is Paqueta, is he going to flee out to Brazil, or is he going to stay and take his ban for gambling? We don't know. 9th, another team that has made very smart signings and recently just added Kadioglu, which is top tier signing. I like that a lot. 9th, I'm going with Brighton. I would have put them higher up, but like I said, in the top 10, especially like 10th to 6th, any order. So I just went with what I felt. I'm going with Brighton. Obviously, they've got a new manager this season, so it might take a while for him to settle into the Premier League. So maybe 9th is a fair shout. 8th, I'm going with another team that has a new manager, and that team's Chelsea. Obviously got a squad of 642 players right now, but they've got a new manager as well, Enzo Maresca. Pochettino seemed to steady the ship towards the end of last season, but Todd Bowley and his board decided to sack him for some weird reason. But at 8th, I'm gonna go with Chelsea and their 45-man squad. I don't think Enzo Maresca is gonna settle in quickly, but I reckon they'll give him time and he'll sort it out and get them to around 8th. 7th, I'm going with Newcastle. They look good, you know. They've sorted out their PSR issues. Anthony Gordon's still there. He's not joined Liverpool yet. They might add Mark Guéhi. I don't know. 7th for me. It seems pretty fine for Newcastle, especially where they finished last season. It seems pretty fine. 6th, I'm going with the team that finished 4th, Aston Villa. Obviously, European football, I reckon that takes a hit on any team that isn't used to European football. So you do see them losing a couple more points in the league. Aston Villa have one of the better squads to play European football with, and they might actually make it out of groups of the Champions League, but they did sell Mo Diaby to the Saudi League, which I think is a very bizarre transfer. And obviously they've lost Douglas Luiz to Juventus, so what can Aston Villa do this season? Probably round about the same, just a few points off because of that hit of European football. So 6th, yeah. 5th, I always put them so high up, but I shouldn't. Going for Manchester United, obviously they've added Lenny Yoro, he's injured for a bit. They've added De Ligt, they've added Joshua Zirkzee. I can't really remember who else they've added, but their squad is better than last season. They probably need a midfielder. There's talks of Agate maybe coming in. So 5th would be a fair result for Manchester United, and I'm not gonna complain if they finish 5th. I don't think a United fan would complain if they finish 5th as well. They might complain if they finish 5th if the team that I've predicted to finish 4th finish 4th, and that team is Spurs. They've added Archie Gray, they've added Dominic Solanke, obviously. Like, why did that name leave my head? They've added Dominic Solanke. Obviously, they look good. Ange Ball is a year down the line and way better in progress. So I think Spurs have a fair shot of finishing 4th. 3rd, this team actually pains me. It actually pains me to put this team at 3rd because it is Liverpool. Obviously, I would love to put us higher, 2nd or 1st, you know. I'd love for us to challenge for a title. But obviously, the lack of recruitment of a number 6 getting rejected by Zubimendi. Even I laughed at it. You can laugh at it. But yeah, it's really hard for me as a Liverpool fan to put us any higher than 3rd. Obviously, the squad that Jurgen Klopp left on his slot is amazing, but I'm just not sure. We could finish 3rd, we could finish 6th, we could finish anywhere in that range. I know there's 2.5 weeks left of the transfer window, and if magically we find a number 6 that fits everything that the stats nerds up above want, I reckon we could challenge again, but I'm really not sure. So 3rd is the maximum that I can put Liverpool at, and that's what I'm doing. Which leaves me onto the top 2. What are we going to do? Who's going to win the title and who's going to miss out? Let's start with 1st place. I'm going for Manchester City to do it 5 times in a row, record break. I know people are talking about losing Julian Alvarez. I don't think that's much of a big deal when you have Erling Haaland, and Foden that can play a false 9 role, technically. In that Man City system as well, it's just ridiculous. Their squad is ridiculous as ever. They've still got 2.5 weeks to find an Alvarez replacement if they really want to. They've got unlimited money. And somehow Pep Guardiola just keeps them hungry, constantly hungry. They always want to win. So I have no doubt that they would have the desire to go out and win a 5th title. So yeah, I think it's really hard to not pick Manchester City after all these years. Which means 2nd, I've gone for Arsenal. That could change 2.5 weeks if they get a striker. I just think they're one striker short of winning the Premier League. But I believe in them. I really believe in them. And Arteta's very weird training regimes, like how he got them pickpocketed at a meal to keep them all alert. But no, Manchester City, 5 times Premier League winners. That's what I'm saying. But anyways, let me know what you think of my predictions in the comments below. Let me know if I'm an absolute fool and got some things wrong. Let me know if you agree with me. But yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you very soon for another upload. Peace.